everyone. Welcome to the live stream of the Three Mouseketeers. This is May 13th, 2021, and we're going to have a great show. Obviously, one of our Mouseketeers is not here with us. It is Emily's birthday, so she is out to dinner with her husband and family. So we all want to wish her a very happy birthday. Amanda, we're going to have a very cool conversation about Adventures by Disney, I think.
I think so too. This is definitely on my to-do list.
Yes. Anyone in particular that is on your to-do list?
All of them?
Okay.
Is this a trick question or
No, this is not a trick question. I'm wondering which one is the top.
Well, one of the new ones really I know my husband would really want to go on, and that's the Antarctica expedition. So
Oh yeah.
I know he'd love to do that. I think the Galapagos Islands looks amazing. I want to go to Europe super bad, and Italy has been at the top of my list for a while. So Italy,
Yes.
France, I mean, any of those, really any of them I'd be happy to go on, but
there's one that's like England and France. There's one that's in Greece, which I really want to go to. Italy would be amazing. Yeah, so there's a lot of very good options out
yeah.
here. We kind of talked about the water side of traveling with Disney, but I guess now we wanted to talk about the land side and really what you can do with Adventures by Disney. Because I mean, this is something that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about. I'm sure that it has its own fans and there are people talking about it, but not in my circle, I guess.
Yeah.
So this is something that I really wanted to talk about because a lot of these look very fun.
Right.
And it
There's
seems
even
like
one.
you can have a lot of. Sorry, my phone is ringing for some reason. There we go. Okay. I think that it's something that would be.
We're having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, I think I'm having some problems. Amanda, you can hear me, right?
Oh, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay. How about now?
Yep. Gotcha now.
Okay. Okay, let's try this again then. Yeah, I think that the Adventures by Disney is something that a lot of people would enjoy. There's a lot of things that it seems like you might not be able to do on your own that you would be able to do through here. Like they book certain experiences and stuff while you're traveling with them. So
right.
It seems like it would be a very good opportunity to go and explore and catch something that you wouldn't necessarily catch unless you were going on this experience.
Right. And something that I find really great about the Adventures by Disney is that they bring in locals from wherever you are to talk with your group and things. And so that's one thing whenever I was doing my traveling before that I really enjoyed is talking to people who lived there and seeing what their experience is because it's so different from what I'm used to. So I really enjoy seeing how somebody else lives. And you get to do that with Adventures by Disney.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, because unless you're a very sociable person and very extroverted, you might not really get those experiences by just like randomly meeting somebody who lives in that location.
Right.
There's a lot of noise going on outside my apartment, and I apologize. Okay, so we wanted to talk about two particular trips. So one is Arizona and Utah, and the other is Costa Rica.
Right. These are both trips that are confirmed to actually be traveling this summer. And I know there is a lot of people who really want to start traveling again, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
Yes, for sure. And I mean, really, in all honesty, these two locations are great. I mean, Costa Rica, obviously, outside of the U.S. So,
right.
But Arizona, Utah, some people might think that is, close to home, especially if you live in Arizona or Utah. We obviously live in Texas.
Kansas.
Well, that's right. I'm thinking like Emily, Texas, and then you, Kansas, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I meant. But yeah, I think Arizona and Utah has kind of been on my bucket list already. So this kind of would help make that trip a little bit more special. And,
Right.
going to Grand Canyon or going to uh, Monument Valley and doing things of that nature. Uh, so yeah, which one do you want to talk about first?
Well,
Amanda,
since
first, your husband says Antarctica. Yes, they
yes.
do have a trip to Antarctica, and your husband wants to go. I want to go. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I can sign you up for that. I'm not paying for it, but if you really
No,
want to book it,
you have to pay for it for me to be able to go.
it's not gonna happen.
Okay. Well, which one do you want to talk about first? You want to talk
Let's
about?
talk about Arizona and Utah first. It
Okay.
is closer to home and it's the first one I wrote down. So let's go with that one.
Okay, sounds good. So what do you have on the Arizona and Utah trip?
So this is an 8-day, 7-night trip. And you start out flying into Phoenix. Now, the transportation to the location is your responsibility. So if you're from out of state, out of country, whatever, you're going to fly wherever you're going. I mean, I guess you could drive also if you really wanted to. But once you get there, Disney takes care of, or the Adventures by Disney takes care of all of your travel for the rest of the trip until you leave. Um, and then that's your responsibility as well. But it includes meals. So there's 16 meals on the Arizona Utah one, and you'll visit 11 different sites. It's going to include your hotel and your guides, admission to all of your different destinations and everything. So it really includes quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean the guides are, I think, very important. I think what makes this, not just the special events that you get to go to, but also having a guide to be able to bring you to the scenic locations that most people are going to want to see.
Right. And you actually get not one, but two guides. So you have,
Three if you count your conscience.
well, whatever. This isn't Jiminy Cricket. So, but they have a lot of good information, and a guide can make and break your trip. So Disney trains your guides very well. A lot of them have a lot of experience doing this, and I've heard nothing but great things about all of the Adventure by Disney guides. So I think they are a great addition to your trips.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems like there's a lot of highlights here on the website. Grand Canyon National Park, Colorado River Rafting, Monument Valley, Diamondback Gulch Off-Road Tour, Wildlife Park Safari, Mather Point, Arches National Park, Red Cliff Lodge, Williams, Arizona. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you're going to
Right.
be able to do on this trip. Uh,
And if you think about it, in 8 days, that's pretty amazing.
yeah,
I
eight
mean, because
days.
you're driving between all of these places too. So,
Right.
and staying in really nice hotel resorts. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. So let's see. You said that there were 16 meals. So let's kind of break that down a little bit. That's 7 breakfasts, 4 lunches, and 5 dinners. And that is obviously per person.
Right.
And the minimum age is 4. Suggested age is
It's
6
six.
plus.
Right.
And then they also do have adult exclusive, which is 18 plus.
Right.
So I wonder if there's anything different between the family trip or the adult exclusive. Like I feel like it would probably just be for those who don't necessarily want to travel with their kids or other people's kids.
But
Maybe
they
that's
have
the
different
adult
things
exclusive.
because on the ones where it's family oriented, your excursions and things that you do are going to have things that kids will enjoy as well. So you may see some of the same sites, but you may have different experiences within those.
Okay, that would make sense. And that's kind of what I was getting at. I was wondering, what really designates it a adult exclusive. Is it just the fact that there's no kids, or is there something special that you're going to be able to do that you wouldn't otherwise?
Yeah, there are things that you will not do on the family ones that you will do on the adult only.
Okay, very cool. So, have you known anybody who's gone on a adventure by Disney?
No, not yet. No.
I don't either. So, and this kind of goes back to me not having anybody in my circle who talks about Adventure by Disney. But I mean, really, if you look into it, I feel like it would be a great way to travel
Right.
because some people are just not comfortable with going on their own to, especially like outside of the US,
Right.
and knowing where to go, knowing what to do, knowing how to get there
I think one of
with
the big things about traveling out of the US that gives a lot of people pause and makes them maybe not go is not knowing the language. But whenever you go on an Adventures by Disney tour, your guides know the language, know how to communicate between you and whoever. So you don't have to worry about it. There's a level of comfort knowing that you can communicate with your guide and they can communicate with whoever is around.
yeah, that's very true. Let's see. Do you want to kind of go over where the stops are? Let's do that. So first you fly in or you travel to Phoenix. They pick you up in Phoenix and you go to Sedona, and then that's day 1 and 2. Day 3 and 4 is Grand Canyon National Park. Day 5 is Monument Valley, which I would be very excited about. And then day 6 through 8 is Arch. I can't speak tonight. Sorry, Arches National Park. And
Yeah,
then they drop you off in Grand Junction, so you can take your flight back or do whatever. I guess rent a
right,
car in Grand Junction and drive it back to Florida. I guess. But this sounds very fun.
right. There are a lot of things on there that I would love to do. Like I think one of them was rafting the Colorado River. Yes, please sign me up for that.
Yeah, I mean, whitewater rafting sounds very fun.
It is
It's
fun.
not
I love
something
it.
that I've done, but it's something that I've been interested in.
It is very fun. You should definitely do it. Yeah. And these trips for Arizona and Utah, the earliest one that they have to book right now is a start of July 5th. The ones that leave previous to that are all booked already. So if you want to get on one of these trips for Arizona or Utah, you should probably, go ahead and sign up pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the sooner the better if you're planning on going. So,
Right. Especially this
um,
summer.
yeah, for sure. Because I mean, just like Disney, things book up quickly.
Right.
So, okay, well, do you want to talk about Costa Rica now?
Yes, because this is definitely where I would want to go. Out of these two, I really want to go to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica would be really fun, I think.
I agree. Yes.
Okay,
So,
so let's talk about Costa Rica then.
all right. So this one is actually a little shorter than the Arizona Utah trip. This is a 7 day, 6 night trip. It also includes 16 meals and it includes 10 sites. Age 4 and up can go on this trip, but they prefer 8 and over. And there is also the adult only that is 18 plus.
Very cool. Let's see, pulling up the highlights. And let's see what they have listed. Uh, Chocolate Rainforest Experience. Ooh, the Volcano National Park zip line. That
Yes.
sounds fun.
Yeah. Sign me up for that too.
Uh, yeah,
I
there's a
mean,
lot of stuff. Hot Springs, River Rapids, uh, a private catamaran excursion, wildlife rescue boat tour. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here that
Right.
would be really fun.
Right. I agree. So I would definitely do this one. Out of the two, this would be my first choice.
Yeah.
And you can get to Costa Rica as early as June 19th.
Okay.
So that's
So I'm
it's right around the corner.
I'm assuming that with like current travel restrictions or anything that I mean we would be able to get there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I mean Costa Rica's on the list of places to go. It's not on the top of my list. There's definitely some that I would rather go on, like some of the Europe trips, uh,
Yeah.
Greece and England, France, Italy for sure. Uh, there's Iceland
New
and
Zealand,
yeah, New Zealand is on there.
Australia,
Yeah,
China.
but I mean Costa Rica, it's close enough.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost a whole lot getting there on your own and getting back. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good trip. So first you go into San Jose, and then you go to the national park for day 2 through 4. Then you go to I don't know how to pronounce these names.
I know.
Guanacast, is that it? Five through
Maybe.
six. That could be it. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then yeah. Okay.
I'm glad it's
So
you
yeah.
butchering the names and not me.
Yeah, I'm terrible at these names. I am awful. Okay, so the meals. So 16 meals, you have 6 breakfasts, 4 lunches, and 6 dinners.
Right.
So I'm curious as to why you don't have as much like lunch as you do the dinners and the breakfast.
It may be where you have free time to do things on your own. So you may be going to, I don't know, some area, not a shopping mall, but something similar. And so you may have time to go and pick your own place, you know,
Maybe.
because I know they do offer free time on some of these. So you can go explore if you want to, or you can go stay in your hotel if you wanted to also. So that's probably what's happening on these days that there's not a meal provided.
Yeah. Like have a pool day or something.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else about the Costa Rica trip that we didn't cover? Um, 7 days, 6 nights, 4 locations, 16 meals. We got the ages. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, let's talk about the prices a little bit because the price on the Arizona and Utah trip is a little bit higher than what it is on the Costa Rica trip.
Right.
For children, it's like 4,100. For adults, it's almost 4,400 for the Arizona Utah,
Right.
and for the Costa Rica trip, it's let's see,
About 33.
yeah, about 33 for adults and about 31 for children.
Right.
So and then like you said earlier, you have to get there and get back on your own.
Right.
Uh, but I think that probably comes down to the days that you're traveling because the Costa Rica trip is 7 days, and then the Grand Canyon
Is
trip
A.
is 8 days, 7 nights.
Right.
So that's probably where the price differential is coming in. Anything else?
I would agree with that. There are incentives right now if you want to book for 2022. So if this summer is a little rushed for you and you're
A
not
little too
comfortable
soon.
traveling quite yet, then you can look at next year. So the 2022 dates are already out. People can already book all of those. And there is an incentive right now. If you book by July 15th, then you can have up to $500 off per person. So, I mean, that's a good deal. And now it's not off of all of the itinerary dates, but there are several to choose from that give you the discount. So I think that's a good incentive.
Oh yeah, most definitely. If you can get on one of these tours for a little bit cheaper, then that's always a good thing, right?
Right.
Let's talk about some of the new ones because I know that there's not like a whole lot of information, but we do have on their website their destinations. They do show new locations that aren't necessarily guaranteed as of right now.
Yeah,
There's
there are
and they're
only two that are guaranteed for this
right,
summer
and that's
are
the two that we're talking about.
right. Right.
Uh, but there's one that would be really fun, the Egypt Private Adventure.
Right. And now their private adventures are brand new. This is something that I think came about specifically because of COVID. Don't hold me to that. They didn't tell me that, but that's what I think the reason is because they are new for 2021. So I think people they were worried that people wouldn't be as comfortable traveling in big groups and they thought having your own private tour may be the way to go. So there are several destinations that have this available.
Maybe so, yeah, because Egypt, Costa Rica, Peru, Greece, Italy. There's looks like those are the only private adventures as of right now. I mean, with Adventures by Disney, I'm sure that there's going to be something else pop up at some other point in time. But as of right now, that's what is on their website.
Right.
A couple other that they have on their destinations that's listed as new. There's an Amazon Escape
Hmm.
and a Buenos Aires Escape.
Right. And I know New Zealand was new. I don't know
It's
that
not
they
listed as new.
no, but I'm pretty sure for 2020 it may have been new. So I don't know that they actually traveled yet with that one or not. Um, but it is relatively new. And Antarctica was just announced like last year, I want to say that they're
Okay.
going to start doing that one. So I know they haven't traveled there yet.
I mean, just going through the list, Japan, I would love to go back to Japan. I could go to pretty much any of these,
I
probably
know,
have an amazing time. That's what's so great
right?
about this, is it gives you so many options, uh, and amazing destinations, and yeah,
Yeah.
I want to
And
go on all of these.
it's kind of like the cruises, where you get levels for the more times you travel on a cruise, the better your category is. That's kind of the same with the Adventures by Disney. The more you go on, the higher the level you have, and you get early access basically to sign up for the new ones.
Very cool. So one thing that I do want to bring up is that they do have Disneyland Paris Extension and Disneyland Resort in Southern California.
Right. So you can add those on. You can also add it on with a Disney cruise too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. So it's kind of a land and sea adventure.
Yeah. Okay. I mean that sounds pretty fun too.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to go over this and see what is going on with like the Disneyland Paris vacation package. Um, let's see. It shows accommodations, VIP fast passes, transportation, make a reservation. January 2022. So this one seems a little newer as well, even though it's not listed as new. Yeah, Disneyland Paris is on my bucket list.
Mine too.
Uh, so I definitely want to go.
I think any of the other Disneys are on your bucket list because you've only been
I,
to Disney World.
I know all the Disneys are on my bucket list. So, okay. Well, anything else that you want to mention for Adventures by Disney?
I'd love to be your travel agent for your Adventures by Disney cruise. I mean, trip
I was
or a
going to say,
cruise.
I don't think it's
Either
not a
one.
cruise.
Either one.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I definitely need to look into which one I want to go to first, because I think that looking into this a little bit further, I think this is definitely something that I'm going to do in the next year or two,
I can
and
help you with that.
really, yeah, and really be able to go somewhere and
Enjoy yourself.
enjoy myself and not have to worry about getting myself from point A to point B.
Right. It takes the thinking out of it. You just go and
It really
enjoy,
does. Yeah, exactly.
and you don't have to worry about where you're going next, or because you have somebody telling you, "This is where we're going. This is what we're doing." You're gonna see the highlights. They're gonna make sure you see the important things
Yeah,
for
the
wherever
things
you
that
are.
most people are going to want to see anyway.
Right.
They're
Plus,
gonna take you there.
they give you early access to a lot of the museums and things, so you don't have to stand in line and wait. It's covered.
Yeah,
They got it covered.
and
So
that's pretty important.
that is. Sometimes you can spend a lot of your day waiting in line to be able to get access to some of these places, and you don't have to worry about it. They've
Right.
taken care of it.
That's very true.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Well,
stress-free way to travel.
maybe not stress-free, but definitely a whole lot less.
It'd be stress-free for me. Well, maybe if I brought the kids, I don't know.
Very true. I mean, they do have adult-only excursions, so that is an option.
We'll just stress our parents out instead, make them watch the kids.
Exactly. Do it. All right. Well, I know this one's a little bit shorter, but kind of sweet and to the point. And I guess let us know on social media if you're planning on going on an Adventures by Disney, or maybe you've already been on one. We'd love to know. We'd love to see pictures or videos or whatever you have regarding your trip that you took. But that's going to be it for tonight. So thank you all for listening. You can also be a part of the magic by following the show at T3M Podcast on all social media platforms. And I'll go ahead and put this up for you. This is our social and our email. You can email us at t3mpodcast@gmail.com. Uh, like and review and subscribe and follow, do all the things, because that's the way that we grow as a show. And hopefully you'll help us do that. If you have an announcement that you would like to have on the show, reach out to us by sending us an email. And I guess since Emily's not here, have a zippity doo all day.
And see you real soon.